Okay, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I thought I'd give you all you people out there with an ST, a heads up on a bit of a nightmare suspension problem. I've already busted, let me go around here, I've already busted, I know it's chicken shit welding, but that broke twice, and the bolt came off once. There's another bit that broke, oops. Yeah, chicken shit welding, but I mean it still should be enough to get a stupid pin out. Anyway, it didn't. So, moving forward, as you can see, well, my neighbour started a car up now. I wonder if that'll affect the audio. Anyway, I tried countless times to take this bolt out. I'm going to point to it here, and inside is the 14mm internal threaded pin. And I took this bracket off here, and with the two bolts, and tried to pull the pin out, but it was actually no go, not going to work. Busted all the pullers up on it. I mean, it was chicken shit welding, but there you go. Anyway, so I thought, well, what's the next best thing to do? And I thought, well, I may have to replace the whole linkage. Well, I've done the bottom parts of it, the alloy bits, and they were fine. This bike's done 300 miles in 5 years, and I think that may well be the problem. So what I've done is, let me get what can I get? A Allen key? No, a spanner will do nicely. I've got a spanner here, and I'm going to point to a little hole. Yep, there, in the middle. And I drilled that, okay? And it's the size of a tube for, whoops, GT85, anything to do, lube, yeah, okay. And the plan is to get it in there to loosen up the bearings now, because they were quite tight, but all the fluid was coming out one side, so I just wrapped a bit of cord around there to make a bit of a seal so that the fluid tends to go to the other side. And then I just put that in there. I'm going to see if I can show you it in op. Okay, yep. And it all starts running out of one side, not the other, but you know, you might get the hole tighter, it would have been better, but say Sarah, it's done now. Yeah, and the plan is, if that works and it loosens it all up, and then the end I get the pin out, I can then turn that hole there into a grease nipple. And then when you take the wheel off to change the wheel, every whatever, depending on how you ride, you can stick a grease gun on the back of there and give it a good old squidging, can't you? And that will be good. There's not enough movement in it to get into trouble, you know, but I think a hugger may be in order because the shock's in a very shitty state and I want to paint the spring. Anyway, I couldn't get out any other way, so I thought, well, if you're going to take that pin out and you actually do decide to have a go yourself, it's up to you. I can't tell you to drill holes, can I? But this is an option, okay? And it is marred still. It's not going to crack. It's cracky. It's a good sort of thickness there. Still that forging or whatever it is. There, it looks like a forging or welded construction. It's very thick and it's easily going to support a grease nipple. On my Thunderbird, there's grease nipples everywhere underneath, and it's just like a godsend, isn't it? So just a thought. Okay, signing off. Okay, when I first got this bike, there was absolutely no movement. Whoops, let's try again. When I first got this bike, there was no movement in this bracket here at all. It was absolutely solid, and I thought it was on rubber mounts until I looked into it. So anyway, free Isabel through drilling this hole here and squirting WD-40 through it, or GT85 in my case, yeah. And it moves across on the load bearer. Now I'm not saying it don't need to come out. What I'm saying is it's not such a big problem. And I've noticed this dislodged rust as well, either end of the pin. So, but there's no choice. I won't even try and get it out at the moment. There's free movement, no side-to-side movement, and it doesn't feel rough. So, anyway, that's what I got from solid, absolutely solid to loose like that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill it again. This time I'm going to install the grease nipple. Okay, this is the last part of the look at this for now. I'm just going to see if I can get in there. I don't know if you can see that, but I've swollen a piece of tube and sealed at the other end. It's the tube that comes with the cleaners. So it's like to look a little plug. I think you might be able to see that once I get on it. Yeah, a little red there, a little dot in there. Okay, just in there. And that's just to stop any rubbish going back in. And over the next few weeks, every time I oil the chain, I'm going to pull that out, pop a little pipe in and blast it through cleaners, and then in the end, I'll say a couple of weeks time or whatever, I'll have another go at removing it. I'm making a film on it.